and it's going to be a delicious, spicy Thai Larb rice bowl.
This is the chef's delight of preparing a mango dish.
Yum.
Yum. I'm a big fan of a good additional side element. Taking the time to make a good salad, sauce or salsa like this one can turn what could have been a fairly basic meal into something a bit more interesting. In this case, not only does it add extra flavour, but it also makes it look so much better. They say you eat with your eyes, and we like making sure that things not only taste really good, but also look the part. The mango and red onion look gorgeous together, and the fresh green mint adds yet another element. Squeeze in the zesty lime to offset the sweetness of the mango. Definitely don't skip on this mango salsa.
This is our mango salsa made, and we're going to leave it to one side now whilst we get on and cook our mint. We're now going to get on cooking the main part of the dish, and that is the larb.
We were first introduced to this recipe by my brother, who cooks this all the time, so we decided to try it for ourselves. It's not necessarily an authentic recipe. We kind of have tried loads of different recipes online and made up our own version. It is traditionally served in like lettuce leaves, but today we're doing ours with rice and doing the kind of lettuce shredded on the side, just to make it a slightly more filling meal.
Our Thai larb is done. It's looking gorgeous and colourful, and it smells amazing too. So everything's ready to plate up. We've had our jasmine rice boiling, cooking, so that's all done. And I think everything is ready to go, so we're going to plate it up now.
One of the things that I'm often thinking about when it comes to creating a recipe is obviously the taste, but also it has to look really good too. Take this example. You're eating out with your friends or your partner or whoever, and your meal comes to the table. Your plate is put down in front of you and you think it looks really nice. And then you're thinking to yourself, I can't wait to tuck in. And then the other person's meal gets placed down in front of you and it looks so much better. And all of a sudden you've got food envy. The looks of the meal are so important, even when cooking for one, because you should treat yourself too, right? When coming up with the recipe for this griddled gemmed lettuce, we knew it would look incredible if we could get the right griddle marks on the lettuce. But we also knew that we could complement this. That's why we chose to pair it with some gorgeous ruby red pomegranate seeds. Not only is their sweet taste and crunchy texture perfect for pairing with the slightly bitter, slightly charred lettuce, but they look like little jewels on the plate that contrast so perfectly with that green. The key to this recipe is cooking the lettuce for long enough to soften it up, but not so long that it starts to become a bit soggy. Using a really hot pan is a great way to do this. We've cooked this lettuce on our griddle pan to get those gorgeous dark scorch lines across it, but you could also cook this right on a hot barbecue. To tie everything together, we've also made a super simple but proper tasty cumin yogurt dressing to drizzle on top. We've also gone with some contrasting flavours to keep it interesting too. There's plenty of lemon in this dish to give everything a real zing, and then we've also dressed it with some agave syrup for sweetness. We like how light this syrup is, so it doesn't overpower the dish. You could go for more of a maple or golden here, but I'd recommend using less as they do have a stronger flavour. If you can get your hands on little gem lettuce or baby gem, that would be ideal, but something like romaine lettuce would also work here too.
We're doing a pistachio overnight oats, and I absolutely love pistachio. It's one of my favourite flavours. We're using this pistachio gelato nut butter to mix into our oats, and then we're also going to be adding extra pistachio butter to the top later. Although these are called overnight oats, we can never actually seem to get them in the fridge the night before, so we're going to leave them in the fridge now for about an hour and get on with the rest of our day. I've not actually tried this pistachio butter on its own yet, so I'm going to give it a go. It's actually called pistachio gelato nut butter, so making me think it's going to be very, very creamy, and I can't wait to try it. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Yeah. That is genuinely incredible. I could sit and eat this out of the jar like a dessert.
I bet you could. This looks incredible. You've done a proper good job plating this up.
Do the oats taste pistachio-y as well? Because we mixed in a fair bit of it.
Yeah. No, this is like something proper special. This is like...
Yay.
Yeah, this is well nice. Which is a sweet, smoky, spicy tofu tacos.
We are actually grating the tofu, as you can see here, so just like you would grate a block of cheese, and this is going to get coated in some corn flour, and then we're going to bake it in the oven, and it's going to make the pieces really crispy and just delicious, a bit like maybe a mince or a pulled pork kind of thing. But it's just a nice way of mixing up instead of doing cubes, and especially in something like a taco, you get that kind of like pulled mince, pulled pork, jackfruity kind of thing, but you're getting all the great protein from it. One thing I will also say is that you could definitely do this in an air fryer, which would speed up your cooking time. We don't have an air fryer, so we're going straight in the oven. While the tofu is baking in the oven, we're going to get on and make the cooking sauce that the tofu is going to go into once it's come out of the oven. And this is going to be a really nice, sweet, smoky, kind of Tex-Mex inspired sauce. And then after that, we'll get on and make the other elements that are going in the taco, which are really going to kind of bring everything together. But for now, I'm going to put some oil in a hot pan with some onion and garlic. This is kind of inspired by a barbecue sauce, so we're doing the ketchup, the tomato puree and the soy sauce, and then adding in that smoky paprika and also some brown sugar. And then we're also adding in a few more of the like Mexican flavors, like the cumin and the dried oregano and the lime. So it's going to be this kind of sweet, smoky, a bit spicy, Tex-Mexy sauce. And this is going to coat our crispy tofu pieces.
They say dress for the job you want. Turns out I want to be a red cabbage.
You're literally the same colour.
It is quite a classic fresh slaw, so we are going with the red cabbage, we've got some spring onion, and we've got some carrots going in there too, and then that's going to be paired with a nice bit of zingy lime juice and a little bit of sweetness just to bring everything out as well. So the key is to make sure you get super thin slices. You want this to be shredded, almost. If you had a mandolin, that would be perfect for this job. But otherwise, a nice sharp knife will do just fine. If you slice it on the diagonal like this, you end up getting much nice, longer, thinner pieces.
We absolutely love slaw. They're so versatile. great for things like tacos and burgers, salad bowls, barbecues, so it's always like one of our go-to little things to add into things to make them a bit more interesting. Delicious. It's really punchy. It's like the lime and the agave. Perfect combination. One of my favourite things about this recipe, apart from the crispy shredded tofu, is the garlic and chive mayo. So that is what we're going to get on with and make next. For this part of the recipe, we would normally use a plain mayo and add in fresh garlic or garlic granules, but they didn't have any plain vegan mayo at the shop. They only had this Plant Pioneers vegan garlic mayo, which is great because that takes out one less thing for us to do. It's already in there. We want our mayo to be nice and drizzly, so we want to thin it down a bit. So we are using almond milk, but you could use any plant milk for this. This is exactly the texture we're looking for, nice and crispy. Yeah, that's going to be delicious. So now our crispy tofu is done, we've got our lovely fresh slaw, we've got the garlic and chive mayo, and then we've got coriander and our other toppings ready to go, so we can now just assemble our tacos. Let's give this a go. That is so good. It's fresh, zingy, punchy. There's so many nice textures going on. You've got the soft taco and the lovely creamy mayo, but then you've got the really lovely crispy tofu and then the crunch. All the textures going on, all the flavors. It's absolutely delicious, and I would say getting proper corn tortillas really does make it taste that much better. It's more authentic. It can be a little bit hard to get your hands on them in the UK, but we got these in the like American food aisle in Sainsbury's, and they just taste amazing. Like that corny flavour is just on to the next recipe. So this salad we did actually make a short of the other day, and it is on our website. But we loved it so much we thought we have to make it into a proper long format video for you guys. We've eaten it so much already this summer. It is absolutely delicious, and it's very easy as well. There's not that many ingredients in it. The first thing that you want to do is roast your aubergine. You could use courgette, it's quite similar, and we've gone for a nice spiced roasted aubergine. We've used baharat, but you could use a bit of cumin, a bit of cinnamon, any kind of Middle Eastern inspired spices would work really well on this. So you pop that in the oven, and then the next thing you want to do is caramelize some red onion. Again, you could use white onion or shallots here, but it just adds a really nice sweetness to the dish. And we're going to be mixing that into some delicious pearl barley. So you could swap out the pearl barley for another kind of grain, like a quinoa would work really nicely in this, or some couscous as well. Then we're adding in some lovely fresh things just to liven it up a bit. We've got some lovely fresh parsley, we're doing fresh tomatoes, and then we've also added in lots of nice lemon juice and some greens as well. Our green for this salad, we have gone with a watercress, but you could use something like lamb's lettuce or a rocket, would give a nice little peppery flavour.
Then, just to finish it off, you've got to make sure you're having a delicious dressing with any salad, and we are doing a creamy tahini yogurt dressing. This is something that we put on a lot of salads. Super easy, you just want your dairy-free yogurt mixed with tahini, and then we like to add in a little bit of agave syrup, but you could do maple syrup or a bit of sugar, season it with salt and pepper, and then you can add in some lemon juice or a bit of cider vinegar or something like that just to sharpen it up a bit. You essentially just need to toss everything together and then drizzle with the dressing right at the end. We love this salad, it's so easy to make. It's something that you can meal prep for the beginning of the week, have it as a lunch or have it as a side with some other main courses.
Creamy caramelised Leek Orzo. This is a classic pasta dish, and it's going to be super simple. It's a very short list of ingredients, so we're going to get started now with chopping our leeks.
Our leeks are looking pretty muddy, which obviously is fine because they have come out the ground, but you want to make sure that you give them a really good clean. So we're going to cut ours in half and obviously trim the ends and then put them onto the tap, give them a good rinse after we've done that. After slicing our leeks in half, we're going to slice them really finely because we want them to go nice and caramelized and soft in the pan. There's not a lot of prep to do for this recipe, which is great. It's just slicing up your leeks and cutting up your garlic. So we're going to go straight in the pan with the leeks. We want to cook them for quite a long time. We're going to do about 15 to 20 minutes on a low to medium heat because we want to caramelize them. So we want them to go soft, a little bit brown and nice and sweet. We're going to add in a little bit of oil before, just so they don't stick. But if they do start to stick, then you can just go in with a splash of wine just to deglaze the pan. We used 2 of these very low salt vegetable stock cubes because it's just what we had in, so we're going to go and add some extra salt and pepper now, so just season it to your preference. The orzo is very quick to cook. It only takes about 5 minutes in the pan with the stock. We're also going to be adding in these cannellini beans for some protein. You could go with butter beans as well, and these ones are tinned, so they're already pre-cooked. We're just going to add these in at the end after the orzo has cooked. That tastes really good. We're just going to put that to one side and prepare our toppings. We're going to be doing some little toasted pine nuts, and then we've got some fresh parsley and chili flakes for a little bit of a kick on top. This is, I know we always say creamy, but this is more, I'm gonna go with silky. That's what I love about orzo. It's very soft and silky and delicate. It's got that thing that you want when it's winter, which is warming and simple and cozy, but also because it's nearly spring and we're using some more fresh spring ingredients, it's got that fresher, lifted element to it. So it's like a really good combination of those two things. It's absolutely delicious.
Most people, if you asked them what a potato salad was, at least here in the UK, would tell you that it's some kind of potato and mayo salad. And as nice as these creamier salads are, I still think that a potato salad made this way, without the mayo, is even tastier. For our potato salad, we've ditched the mayo and gone with more of a tangy, lemony and greens vibe. It's fresher, which is what you want on a hot summer's day, and even though it's got a distinct Mediterranean feel to it, it pairs really well with so many different kinds of cuisines. We've been taking it to all of our recent barbecues, picnics and, alfresco dining situations, and it's gone down a real treat. I think one of my favourite additions to this salad is the fried courgette rounds, which you saw at the beginning of the recipe. For this element, we took inspiration from Stanley Tucci's courgette pasta, which you may have seen in his Discovering Italy series. Along with the courgettes, we've also added a bunch of fresher veggies like sliced spring onions, lightly cooked crunchy green beans, black olives for a salty kick, plenty of flavourful herbs. We've used parsley and mint here, but you could also try adding in like basil or chives too. We've used watercress as our base green for this salad. It really gives a nice peppery flavour, so you could also sub this out for rocket, which would work great. And then of course we've added in loads of lemon for that citrusy kick to cut through the olive oil. Don't forget to use all of that delicious olive oil from the courgettes. Let it cool and pour it over the salad as you're dressing. You can toss and plate this salad up like we're doing here to serve it, or if you're going to take it out and about, simply put everything into a sealed container and give it a good shake. This will break up the potatoes a little bit, which is really nice, whilst giving everything a good mix. Once you've got the salad served up, whether it's on a plate or in a box, at the very last moment, squeeze over some more lemon to liven things up again.